I'm coming live to you today on the equinox. Happy fall equinox. I'm hoping that you're feeling a sense of letting go today. And I wanted to come on live to flip open my book, opening up my first of 4 books that I've written, and maybe pull some oracle cards as well, give you a little bit of guidance on what it is that's happening in the world. Now, I know it's a lot. I know when you go outside, especially if you're an empath, you're going to feel that dense energy. And if you're a leader like me, you know you're meant to be out there helping, but you're probably not sure how. So I'm going to open up my book, Opening Up. And if you have my books at all, you can just flip them open. And I always say wherever you flip to is going to be the guidance that you need. So before I went live here, I flipped it open and I flipped to one of my favorite chapters in this first book. I get goosebumps when I talk about it. Somebody needs to hear this today. You are surrounded by signs. And this chapter talks about all the different signs that the divine can bring us. Now, I believe that the divine is all-inclusive. It's the same energy. We're made from it. It flows to us and through us. And these signs come from our departed loved ones, our ancestors, the angels, these beings of light no longer contained in physical bodies. And in this chapter, I talk a little bit about that and about the different signs they can send you. Now, you've probably found coins before. Maybe a song's come on the radio at just the perfect time for you. I know I've had a lot of these examples, and they've really helped my logical brain to believe in something more. So I encourage you, if you're kind of dabbling or trying to deepen your faith or figure out your own personal faith journey, which I'm all about and really love to teach, signs are a great way to do that. To ask, am I on the right track? Can you send me a sign that this is the way that I should go? And I want to read a little excerpt from here on a particular sign. It's one of my favorite stories, and it actually is what connected me to a dear friend of mine who all these years later is still a really great friend. Now, she invited me over for a group reading. When I was preparing for my first group reading, I was so nervous. I asked the angels to send me a feather as a comfort and assurance that I was meant to be on this path. The reading was near my home, across a park. So as I walked, I searched and I searched, scanning the grass and the trees for any sign of a feather. I remember I even looked into the sky and at one point was like bargaining with the divine and was like, even a bird will do. When I reached the home of my clients, I was sick to my stomach. No feather had shown up. I figured I would go in, fail to channel any relevant messages, and never offer readings again. When my client answered the door, now my friend, and welcomed me inside, I flipped my shoes off, looked up, and saw a huge feather on the front mantle, almost slapping me in the face. I smiled as a sense of calm rushed over me, and I said a silent to my angels. The reading, of course, was divinely blessed, and I shared messages of peace and love with everyone in attendance. That memory still makes me smile today as I imagine my angels and departed loved ones watching over me, waiting for just the right moment, and then bam, there's the sign you asked for. It seems to be a little bit mischievous and playful when it comes to them letting us know that they're around. And I know, I've lost my dad and it's been almost 10 years and he was very mischievous, very silly in his waking life. And so sometimes the signs I get from him are almost eye-rollingly silly. Now, the one example I wanted to share today was the other day when I was looking for a sign and all of a sudden saw this beautiful bird on this lamppost and I was like, oh, this beautiful hawk, like in my local little area. What a cool angel sign. Like, hey, Dad, good morning, Dad. I knew it was him. And all of a sudden this bird took a huge poop right in front of me and then just flew away. And right away I was like, yep, that tracks. That's my dad for sure. So be open to the ways that those signs come to you. They're meant to be a little bit personal. They're meant to connect you, especially if you're missing somebody, if you've lost somebody. I'm so glad you guys are joining me today. I'm going to flip a couple cards as well. And I really want to challenge you to look for a sign, to ask for a sign. The world is so dense right now, and it just feels like, what do we even do? How do we even share our light as light workers in a world that's really feeling dark? So ask the angels to just show you that you're on the right track and to send you a ladybug or a feather or a coin or a song or whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes they're personal signs. Red wings is a big one for my dad. Lately, we've had this family of blue jays come and hang out in our backyard. And I always feel like that's just the divine saying, like, look at how magical this world is. Like, have faith. It's going to be okay. Speaking of having faith and really deepening our faith, I love to work with oracle cards. They really reflect the energy that's going on and what I need to know or what I need to be aware of, what I need to maybe journal on. So I want to pull a card or two for us today. This is a really beautiful deck called the Wild Offering. And I think what I'm going to do, I've got a few people live, and I'm going to get you to kind of pick a card. And you can let me know, even if you're watching the replay, which card you're drawn to. I haven't done this in a while, but knowing that it's going to build on that sense of having faith, trusting, and working with the equinox to let go. We've got this equinox energy. And let's see. Yeah, the bottom card is despair. It can feel really hopeless, really, really heavy. And this card says, I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. And I love these cards because, yes, anyone watching, hey, you guys, thanks for joining. Set these intentions that you ask for that divine help. The same energy that flows through me flows through you. We are all connected. I'm a big believer that it's all the same energy, the same umbrella. And that divine, great spirit is what this card says, is really with us. And we just have to welcome it in. So welcome in that love and that support, especially if you're feeling heavy. Now let's pick a card. Which card are you guys drawn to? Let's call this one A and this one B. Let me know in the comments if you're drawn to A or B, knowing that this energy is really going to reflect what you need to know right now when it comes to just having faith in this crazy, crazy world and really trusting in the season of letting go with this equinox. Okay, I'm going to start with B then. We've got some B's there. Okay, if you picked B, yes, you are probably like me. You're an achiever, people pleaser. Now, one of the things I talk about, oh, look at all the B's coming in. One of the things I talk about in my keynotes and in my speaking and in a lot of my workshops and other videos is coming from a place of alignment. So you can still strive and you can still have goals, especially in a world where you're like, is there even going to be a tomorrow, right? Like they were predicting the end of the world today, right? The rapture didn't happen so far anyway. And it's one of those things where everything's so uncertain and unknown right now that it's like, well, do I even set goals? Like, what's the world even going to look like in 6 months? And the angels are really guiding you to strive from that place of what can I do today? What feels good today? What's going to light me up today and move me more towards joy today? That's always where I talk about coming from a place of alignment and fulfillment, a soulful life, I call it. So this card says, eventually the individual ego's drive to make things happen just falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. That's what I was just saying, right? What can I do today? Thank you, divine, for letting me move with the flow. Ooh, how many of you struggle with going with the flow? You know, you try and have faith, you try and surrender, and then it's like, things go sideways. So let's take a deep breath. Thank you, divine, for letting me move with the flow, for helping me move with the flow, for helping me surrender. I channeled this meditation a long time ago called Surrender to the River, where you lay back and you give all your worries to the water and you just trust where it leads. And that's what this card's all about. What can I do today that will lead me towards more joy? That's the striving we're looking for. And that's what I teach. I went from, perfectionist and achievement addict to more aligned. The loss of my dad and the birth of my daughter really put me on that track to recognize what truly matters and to start figuring out what that looked like for me, not for everyone else. I'd always kind of conformed to what they wanted. So I love that that's getting you in your flow. That's what I hear. And if you were drawn to A, and even if you weren't, if you were drawn to B, this will have a resonant message as well. And it is about abundance. It's about money in particular, living in a material world, feeling safe and secure and held as you pursue your joy and your fulfillment. And it says, all my finances are now in divine order. I want you to listen to this, even if it feels a little bit like, are they? I don't know. All my finances are now in divine order. Love itself knows my needs and is the source for all. Remember that. Love is the source for all. There's more where that came from. That's what I'm always affirming and trying to like remind my lack mentality. There's more where that came from. I needn't cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine. And it really is one of those things where magical ways of answering your prayers, magical ways of bringing you what you need often happen when you let go a little bit, when you surrender to the flow a little bit, when you stop pushing. You know, one of the analogies I use in my 4th book is like you're pushing the pull door. And when you actually stop and take a minute and take a step back, you notice the little sign that says pull. Like, it's like, oh, that's just got to pull it. And then it's so much more easier to move forward. And I think that's what they're asking of you now. If you're drawn to this card and if you're watching this live, take a step back, ask, how can I magnetize more abundance? And especially if there's something in particular material-wise you're looking for, it's like, what if I was able to get this at little to no cost? What would that look like for it to come to me easily and effortlessly? Anything in the way of that, cancel, clear, delete, get out of the way. Angels, I ask for your assistance. Divine, beautiful, magnetic world, I trust. And this is the thing, no matter your faith journey, we're a vibrational world. It responds to vibration. So set that vibration for abundance and then watch, right? Watch for those signs. Watch for that proof that you're supported because you are. You're so very loved. Place your hands on your heart. Anchor in this message. Welcome in the fall. What a beautiful time. Autumn is about to show us how wonderful it is to let things go. So what are you letting go of and what are you magnetizing? Get really clear and then just take it one day at a time. No pressure. Going with the flow, letting go of the striving, giving up the despair and the frustration that you have to figure it all out. You don't. You are loved and you are supported. You will be guided. Follow the signs. They will lead you. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, whether it's on the replay or live. Really appreciate it. Sending you so much love. And make sure you subscribe. I'm planning on coming on here live more often, sharing my books, sharing guidance, and really channeling those messages of hope in a world that needs them. Till next time.